Hey everybody, welcome back to GallupBuilt. Thank you all for stopping by and checking out this video. In this video, I get a bit more work done on the Gold 66. We end up working on that car for a few months, and then we also get some pieces for the dash in on this one, and that one we've also been working on for a few months. So thank you all for stopping by and checking out this video, and I hope you all enjoy it. Okay, crazy morning, and made it to the shop. Let's see what we got going on. Something to do with the top of the tank. This is what I'm working on again today. This is the Wrangler that we were working on before. It needs new grommets on the top of this tank to seal up the vents on it. And the grommets were old, so we're gonna put new ones in right now. I was planning on heading back to the house before I came into work today, but I ended up here at the shop. In my Jordans. So I'm gonna try not to get any fuel on them. Yeah, it's working away inside a while ago. The owner showed up and I let him know what I needed for that Jeep. I didn't even hear what he showed up in because he showed up. His truck was here when I got here this morning. So I had to go meet him at our other browse spot. And when I walked out, man, I seen this crazy, it's nice. I seen this Mustang out here. Beautiful Mustang. It's an original S car. Man, I love it. It's the original GT. Man, look at this thing. Yeah, this one looks nice. This one doesn't even have the 5-liter, you guys. Look at that. There is barely any room. This is a 390. This is crazy.
Oops. Sorry.
Man, this thing runs pretty smooth. I kind of like it.
I love it.
You look pretty good sitting on that side. That was quite a nice cruise. Hit up the gas station and stuff. Man, it's a nice car. Mama Bear's dream car. I can see why now. Here are the new grommets that are going to go into the gas tank. I don't know when's the last time I've seen some Haynes manuals. Crazy. I like it. I'll read up on it and I'll know. Alright, I've got all these separated and I've got all the shrink wrap done on these. I've got these ones shrink wrapped and I've got everything labeled on where they're going to go in the back of the gauge cluster. I took the ignition out and I ran the wiring for the radio. Everything looks good except this one right here I need to run to this black and orange wire. It's not real right there. I'm working on this right here. There is no light to it, so I found this light. And it comes with that cool little cover too. So I'm going to find a way to mount that under here. And it is only 2 wires. So I'm going to take this little plug off and run 2 of these that will connect to there. And that's going to be for the parking light. And then, I don't know what's up with this. One of these goes to the back. I got to figure out where these go. I still got to figure this out. I need to put a light under here. And I also need to plug in the light that goes to the back of the console, which is about back there somewhere. Looking all right. Everything's hooked up and wired right. I've got a couple of things that I need to do for the console lighting, and then I will put the console back on. But that's for tomorrow. Right now, I'm gonna roll out. So this is gonna go into the S10. The new cowl came in, but I think we're gonna cut it and just weld this bottom piece on. Because I don't think I want to mess with any of this right here since the top is already painted. I think we're going to just cut it down on this line right here and change out. This area is rusted out and this area is rusted out, and that's from the windshield leak. So I think we're gonna have to cut this. I'm gonna be working on fitting this console back in here with the light. I gotta build a way to mount this light in here, and I'm gonna change the ends on this so I can plug it into this one. This one came off the 09 Mustang, and it's for the bumper for the license plate light. I'm gonna use it for this light for the shifter. So this is what I've come up with so far. This will just clip in. That is all that is. This light will fit through here, and then I'm gonna secure it with the lid on this side of it. And then all of that will fit on here. Alright, so if there's a leak on this one and it's overheating, and on my truck that I had, it was always this right here. So it looks like this is where it's leaking. And I knew right away. It was kind of hard to see because it looked like that. But I had to change out this piece on mine, and then I cut the hose and I moved it on up so I didn't have to deal with this little plastic thing right here, which is kind of crazy that it actually even holds the pressure in there. Okay. This was 3D printed as a base for this. Nice. It's looking pretty good. That was fast. The new heater core hose is here.
A few moments later.
I got done with the other work truck. I gotta do the 4-link and the coilovers on that Mustang right there. But first, this window isn't rolling down. I went out back and grabbed another switch. I'm gonna see if this will work. It is not the switch. So I used the power probe tool and tried putting power to this motor. It is not going up or down. Now I'm going to pull this panel off. The hard part is it's on the back. Something's wrong with the wiring to the switch, and I think it might be the body control module, which is this thing right here. There's power that goes in and out of that, and that sends power all over. The switch is actually just wired to that, so it's not normally how it's wired, like from the battery and to the switch to the motor, and then the motor would be grounded. This one actually goes to a body control module, and then it's like a little control computer, and the switch just inputs what you want it to do, and then that takes care of what it's supposed to do, so that sends the motor up and down as it's commanded to. When that goes out, the whole thing needs to be replaced. So I've replaced a few of those on a couple of Camaros and stuff like that have to do with like alarm systems and lighting systems. This is the first time I had to deal with it with a door, so kind of crazy. But I did get the window all the way up. I'm just gonna leave this here and hopefully nobody will bother. Nice. I didn't even see that the grill was put together. The wiring I put in for the fog lights, and then I was gonna put this together, but we were waiting for this piece. We had a problem with that. We had a few different ones, but none of the ones that we needed for this one were gonna work. So looks like that came in. That's cool. This is going to go in the front. This is what we're supposed to work on today. That's going to change out all of this. And then this right here, this is coming off, this is coming off. All of this is coming off, those are coming off. This one's going to go on there with these instead of these. And these we have to weld onto here, and then we're going to put these bars on it. 2 go on driver's side, 2 go on the passenger side. So we're going to have one mounted underneath and one mounted on top, and they're going to go up to the front to like right here somewhere. That was supposed to be today's work. And right now I'm mounting this one. I've got this one secured, but there are no holes for these screws in the bottom, so I'm trying to figure that out. These need to go back right there and right there, And then I gotta take that off because that window messed up. So that whole side's gotta come off, and we gotta redo it like we did to this side. Oh, and something's wrong with the lighting, the wiring. It was working when that was hooked up right there, and then between that and this one, it is no longer hooked up. So when I put power to one, all of them come on, but through the switch, something's bad. All right, I'm over here at our brother's house. There was some work getting done, and the ditch witch will not start. I'm going to check it out. I forgot screwdriver. So one is being located. I'm going to change some pieces out in here and see if it'll start. We were going to do the rear end on this, but after I started looking at the geometry on it, I think there are a few things I need to do first. So I need to remeasure, because the thing that is sold with it says we're supposed to weld it here. Definitely not enough room here. There's more room on the inside. So if you see here how this just stops here, this actually has more room to move it up. But even if we mount this and weld it here, still not long enough. The bars will actually poke out to like right here. And the bracket actually sits on the back of it, so we're only missing like 3 inches, or we're over 3 inches. We've got a few things to weld on here. I'm trying to figure out this lighting. When I put power to any of these circuits right here, then all of the door lights turn on. That light, and that one on that side, and the one that's on the back of this way at the end. And whenever I use the switch, this light switch right here, only the headlights turn on when I pull it out all the way. So when I pull it out right here, nothing. When I pull it out here, the headlights come on, but that's it. And when I have it here, these lights should all come on, this light should come on, and the parking light should come on outside. Somewhere the wiring is messed up between here and here.
You got them where you want them?
We've got the pinion angle down good. We've got the wheel centered where we want it. And we've got the ride height adjusted on both sides. So now we're going to start welding stuff in. We've kind of cleaned up this area with what we're going to do. We're going to weld a bracket across the top to hold shocks, or the coilovers. The paint went stupid on this side, but this side we got it good. Time to weld it up. I made it to the shop. Today, I'm going to see what we got to do on this one still. Yesterday, we got a lot done. We got all this positioned up, and we've got everything where we want it. These are now welded on. This one looks like it's tacked on. I'm going to see what's up with that. And we'll do some measurements and see what's going on. We definitely put it on the inside of the frame because that's a lot further forward than we had room for on the outside. Looks like it's a good spot. From this front hole right here to this back one right here, this is only like 1.5 feet maybe. These bars are the ones that are going to go in it. Those look like 2 feet. Right now I'm making ground wires for the fog lights on the Gold 66. So I've crimped the end on it, and I'm gonna heat shrink this piece right here to that, so we keep the black look. And this wire is gonna go in here. I've got to put these ends on it for here. That's to ground this one, and then also this one. So I'm gonna run the longer wire to that one, then I'm gonna ground it probably down in here somewhere. I got the wiring done for the grounds on the fog lights, and I tucked them, and now I have grounded them, so I want to test them out. Oh, the key is on because I have the ignition out. Let me put this back together real quick. Okay, I put the key back in. Let me see if these fog lights work. Oh, nice. Okay, fog lights work. Let me figure out what's going on with this, the rest of this lighting. I was working on the wiring for that Mustang at the shop, and our bro Gerald called, and I guess he was texting me before, but I was talking to the shop owner, and we were trying to figure out a few things that we gotta do on the Mustang and on the blue Mustang, but I was working on the gold one. Gerald called, and something's wrong with their truck. They've been trying to figure it out, I guess, but they're right up here in Yalta, so I'm gonna go right up here and see what's going on with it. Today, I've got a couple of Polaris ATVs that I'm going to work on. This one has an oil leak, and I was told it's not bad, but this has only been here for a couple of minutes, so that shouldn't be hard to find. I'm also just going to give it a quick rundown and see what else it needs. Stuff like this right here. So it definitely needs CV boots on both sides, and I'm just going to go through it and see what else, I guess. And then I have this one. This one I got to figure out why it's not running, and I got to make it run. And then I got a couple of more right here that I need to get running today. This definitely gets used out in the wilderness, so I am still in the process of vacuuming all this out. I have a little more room now to get under there and see what's going on. I crawled under here after I got it up on the ramps, and I found the oil leak, you guys. You see the oil filter here? This is the oil leak. I removed the skid plate, and during the time that I removed the skid plate, there were no leaks. This is what was leaking earlier after I got it all dirty and cleaned it up. Before I took the skid plate off, I cleaned off everything that was leaking right here with brake cleaner. I just gave it a quick wipe down where most of the oil was, and even when it was off, so this thing was parked on a trailer and it left a huge puddle. So when it was parked here, it was off. It was still leaving a huge puddle, but it's been about 20 minutes now and it hasn't been leaking. So I am pretty sure that was the only leak on here, but I'm gonna check everything out just in case. I have the skid plate off, so I'm gonna give it a whole once over. I'm gonna clean everything and see what needs to be changed out. But so far, it looks like we've fixed the leak problem. Although we are gonna need to probably put a new oil filter on here and clean all this off. We figured out what the leak was. Still nothing dripping. Before I put that skid plate back on, I just got done cleaning it. I need this. Because this oil filter is in a bad spot to tighten with your hand, we need this. So I put that on there, and then I just get the ratchet. Okay, now that I'm done with the other one, I just got to put the doors on it. I'm going to see what's wrong with this one. Well, for sure, it looks like the battery's dead. This one seems like it's going to be bad news. It wasn't starting. Hooked the charger up to the battery. It's clicking and almost starting, but it won't move the engine. It did that a couple of times. The engine's not turning. I thought the battery was just dead, so I tried to pull this, and it seems like this engine's locked up. I'm going to continue to check it and I'll see what's going on. Nice. This looks bad, but considering what I thought was wrong with this thing, this is awesome. I checked the oil. The oil was good, so the only other thing could have been the belt. So let me cut this belt off and see if I've got one around here somewhere. That's what I've unraveled so far. And it's still coming out. Oh man. Well, I guess let's see if this thing will start, huh? Something's not hooked up. I had to pull start it. I got some stuff everywhere, but it's on. I cleaned everything out of the clutch right here. I guess I'm gonna put a new belt on it and see what it does. This one starts under its own power now, but we're still charging the battery. The oil is on its way for that one. This one, I got a couple of things to do to it, the headlight and a few this and that to get it started, but I got to charge the battery. So when that one's done, that one will be charged. This one right here, it's got a few things wrong with it, so I'm trying to figure that out right now. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all once again for stopping by, hanging out with me here in the shop and checking out this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all have an awesome rest of your day, and y'all be safe, whatever you're working on. Later.